Welcome to Thriver TV, the place to break free from narcissistic abuse with quantum tools and understandings. People ask all the time, is it possible for somebody to make me get this sick? Can their behaviour bring on such things as fibromyalgia, adrenal fatigue and PTSD and even more serious illnesses? The answer is yes. If you hang out with people who are sick, which narcissists are, you get sick. Narcissism is like a gaping black hole that gobbles up energy, health and resources from people. It literally sucks the life force out of your soul, which means that initially, emotionally, you become significantly affected and traumatized, and then all aspects of your life, including your health, start to break down substantially. Today in this episode, I want to share with you the 5 powerful ways that you can reverse what has been happening to you and restore your health. But before we get started, I'd like to thank each and every one of you for subscribing to the Thriver mission and supporting the fact that we can now heal for real from abuse. And please, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with people who it can help. Okay, so let's get started on today's very important episode regarding how to restore your health. In steps 1 to 4, we're going to set up the platform for you to have emotional well-being, because this is essential if you're going to get well. And then in step 5, we look at the additions that, even though they are not a healing solution in and of themselves, will supplement your emotional healing powerfully. Okay, step number 1 is detach. It's impossible to get well when you are still ingesting the poison that is making you sick. The more that you try to get a crazy person to act sanely, the more ridiculous and abusive things get. You can't create safety and health with a disordered person. The first essential step is to stop trying to get decency, clemency, or compassion. These commodities are not going to come from a narcissist. The only hope that you have of restoring your health is to pull away and stay away. For no contact or modified contact, such as in the case of co-parenting, to be effective, you really need to understand what it means. No contact physically is not enough. Narcissistic abuse is a psychic phenomena. Even if you're implementing no contact with a narcissist, the abuse lives on inside you like a terrible virus. In fact, after leaving, you will go through what is known as aftershock. This is when all of the abuse from the past has a chance to catch up and hit you like a freight train. Also, you'll be feeling the incredible addictive and withdrawal pulls of the peptide addiction that your body has been receiving regular doses of. Many people, and I went through this as well, report that after leaving the narcissist, that the terror and the pain is worse than ever. This is all of the trauma that has been impregnated into your inner being rising up to the surface. Until this is addressed, you may literally feel like you're losing your mind. But I promise you, it doesn't need to be this way. And this is why step number 1, pulling away and creating no contact, is only the beginning of what you really need to do to get well. Step number 2, take your focus off the narcissist and onto yourself. This is a counterintuitive step, yet vital in the recovery of your health. Narcissists are a law unto themselves and emotionally feed off our fear and pain. The more terrified you are and in deep pain and disbelief about what he or she has done or can do, the more you feed the problem rather than becoming the solution. An important shift is needed here. Rather than keeping your focus on what has happened to me or what could happen to me via this person in the future, you need to focus on What parts of myself can I turn inwards to with love and heal to bring me back to wholeness? And what parts of myself were assigning and hanging on to this person as my source of love, approval, security, and survival, instead of being healed and solid and powerful as these commodities to myself? And what parts of myself were handing my power away instead of living aligned to my values, rights, and truth? The second step is so vital. It's all about a powerful evolutionary shift from staying and remaining a victim, powerless to change other people in order to change your own life, into an evolving master of your life by deeply doing the inner healing work. I promise you, it took me so long to accept this. And I would not be alive and thriving if I hadn't made this powerful switch. This is why I'm so passionate about inspiring you to do this as well. Immediately, as a result of courageously letting go of trying to monitor, predict, prescribe to, control, fix, or change people who have absolutely no ability, who we have absolutely no ability to work with, and turning inwards to rescue and release ourselves from internal trauma, there is often a somatically felt immediate relief. This is how we know it's right. It's our inner being telling us, thank goodness you showed up for me finally. You are the being who I've been waiting for all along. Those false sources that you tried to get to substitute in your relationship with me were never going to work. The relief is often felt even just with the intention that you're going to let go of the obsessional thoughts about the narcissist and turn inwards to heal yourself, even before you start doing the inner work. This is because you are already on the path to wellness. Step number 3 is doing the necessary inner work. There is only one way to change your life, and that's to change yourself. You can't change other people in order to feel better, do better, and live better. The only entity that you can change is yourself. And it's crazy that we were never really taught this. Our only power is within, and when you do the inner work, you will discover that you emerge with a different inner love code, which means that you will no longer be attracted to and attractive to people who hurt you. Then the glorious thing is you will be able to be in life as yourself, safe and powerful and authentic, and able to say no whilst remaining whole when people are not healthy for you. You will be able to move on. And as a result of your hard-earned inner work, your relationships and entire life will change beyond description. The only way that we learn how to do better is to get better. That's the truth. At the beginning, we may think that doing better simply means ignoring the narcissist and no longer reacting and just trying to get on with our lives. After substantial abuse, even if you are capable of doing grey rock and not getting hooked in anymore, it's still likely that you will still be suffering abuse symptoms such as PTSD, anxiety and depression, and the obsessional thoughts that make it very difficult to have the energy to be happy, free, and create a new and great life. It's exhausting trying to get healthy whilst battling the inner trauma that is generating your emotions, thoughts, and biological processes. A much better way is to turn inwards and start doing the releasing work of all of these toxic traumas out from you. This frees up space. It makes way for your health to organically arise from within you. Your natural state is health without your internal trauma. Humbly, my Narcissistic Abuse Recovery Program, which is NARP, is a highly successful step-by-step system to get your inner work done. And as a gold member, it also comes supported with your NARP 24/7 community forum access, where you get immediate tips, suggestions, and so much more. You don't have to do your inner work alone. You really don't. Okay, so step number 4 is become anti-fear. It's usual after detaching and starting to detox yourself from narcissistic abuse for the narcissist to try to keep hooking you back in for narcissistic supply. Also, if you have been connected through marriage, property, and children, the narcissist often lashes out trying to affect you by taking what and who is near and dear to you, and it's awful. You may be tested with the most horrifying and terrifying triggers that you could imagine. This is what I want you to know with all of my heart, that the most powerful and fastest way that you can get well and healthy and escape their assaults is to become anti-fear. By doing so energetically and psychically, the narcissists lose their energy feed. So this means you keep clearing out any of these terrors that arise, any of this emotional fear and pain, you clear it out from within you. Until you live this phenomena, you couldn't possibly know just how powerful this switch is. Without fear and pain as a result of you turning inwards and deeply committing to the inner work to purge this person and all of the trauma, as well as any of your limiting and painful and powerless beliefs out of you, this person loses power over you. The narcissist will be thwarted. His or her attempts will fall flat. You start connecting up to the resources, people, and situations that will fully support you. The reason being is because you are activating the power of all of this by turning inwards and fully supporting yourself. It starts and happens from within. And that's what the effective and correct inner work is all about. This is how you get free from a narcissist and free from abuse. By continually doing the inner work on all of your fearful triggers that arise, you will gain confidence and power in yourself, as well as start to dissolve all of the narcissistic abuse symptoms from within your energy field, because you know that you're safe in your body and safe in life, no matter what anybody else is trying to do to you. And I promise you, that is when you get well. You will get more well than you've ever been in your entire life. And wait and see how life unfolds in all areas in your favor, because the outer follows the inner always. Okay, so step number 5 is about healthy supplements. On your resurrection path, health and well-being becomes a focus of nourishing yourself and your life. When we get better, we do better, and we choose better. These include things such as eating whole foods and drinking filtered water, letting go of the addictions and self-medications that we used to turn to try to avoid our inner trauma. But yet these things, of course, were hurting us even more. We start hanging out with more positive and much less toxic people. Engaging in regular healing, healthy time out, and moving your body in ways that generate well-being and confidence. Staying away from victimized forums and communities where the focus is all about bashing the narcissist and there's nothing about healing yourself. laying boundaries and saying no to people and situations that are no longer healthy for you, and being prepared to honor yourself and your values and your rights, regardless of what other people are doing. All of these things, in combination with your continual deep inner work to release yourself from trauma and reprogram yourself from the inside out, create a formidable plan to getting well and recovering from narcissistic abuse in record time and in the most powerful of ways. So I hope that this episode has helped you get a clear roadmap of the 5 ways to improve your health after narcissistic abuse. And if you know it's your time to start moving into these processes, then come with me by clicking the link at the top right of this video. And as always, I look forward to answering your comments and your questions below. So until next time, keep smiling, keep healing, and keep thriving, because there's nothing else to do. Lots of love. Bye-bye.